lovely treat to see you. Oh, you're on mute, but I can see your
Hi, Kylie. How are you, everybody?
How are you down south? I was nearly going to say down south, but you're hardly down south, are you, Charmaine? Just south of me. That's all.
Listen, Kylie, I actually said to someone the other day, oh, my sister's gone up to Melbourne, and they looked at me quite blankly, went, what? So I'm also very confused in my direction, I must say. Hi, Brenda.
That's very cute. Very cute indeed. Nice to see you, Jackie. How's your website coming along?
Yeah, good.
Slowly. That's the best website. That's the best sort of website, isn't it, Brenda?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still going.
Yes, I'm taking a leaf out of Brenda's book, but I've had some other things to contend with, which Terry knows about. So yeah, it's kind of been put to one side at the moment, but it is definitely still, you know, I'm going to get there, Kylie, I promise you.
Good on you. And you know what's important about by taking it slowly and doing it methodically with this systematically and all of that, then you get your keywords in there, you get your images named correctly, you do your alt text. When often if people are rushing to do a quick website, then none of those things happen, you know, and then they suddenly realize a year later, oh, I didn't do all of that stuff, and why is my traffic not very good?
Yeah.
So I think it's great to do it the way you are and get it going, which is awesome. Hey, nice to see you, Sue. How are you going? Very good indeed. And those of you without the cameras on, hello Shumi, hello Sandra, hello Becky, hello Bal, nice to see you all. And how's life in Lennox Head, Roxanne?
Oh, it's a bit troublesome, Kylie.
Oh, how does cupcake making go with that?
No, it doesn't.
Are you having a full break?
Yeah, up to 12 weeks.
And did that happen because of cupcake making?
I think that enhanced the problem.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh well, look, it's really good for you to, when you need to have enforced time off, that you spend the time upskilling. So
yes,
very glad you're here. That's great.
True. And the computer died.
You know, sometimes these things are sent to us, aren't they, to make us make some changes.
Yes.
I hope that the TV and the Netflix didn't die.
No.
And the couch didn't die. Oh my goodness. Well, I invite you all to jump into the chat and share what you do. So pop in there, sort of something like, how do you help people and what do you offer? And see if you can do it in under 15 words. And then you will definitely want to add your Instagram, your Facebook, your website, if you have one, so that everybody can connect. And I definitely encourage you to go and get a little bit of inspo from Roxanne's Instagram, because wow, does she make some amazing creations. And even though she's just having a wee break, but she'll be back in force, I know it. Okay, so if you would all like to do that, then you can save the chat at the end of our session, and then you can go away and just connect up with all the people, befriend each other, and follow each other on Instagram and on Facebook. Check out your websites. It's a lovely way to help each other, support each other organically, and make some cool things happen. So you just never know who you might want to collaborate with. So I'm now going to share my screen while you guys are all jumping into the chat. And I'm going to get stuck straight into the topic of hashtags, because people have known for a long time that hashtags are a thing on Instagram, but they don't necessarily know why they're there, what to do with them, how to use them, etc. And also the fact is that now you can also use hashtags on Facebook. So for a little while ago, or up until a little while ago, they were not a searchable feature on, sorry, let me start again. Hashtags were not a thing on Facebook because they weren't actually a I'm just going to say feature again, but they couldn't be used is what I should say. But now they can be. So it's a great way to get found when people are searching on Facebook also now. So I'm going to share my screen in one moment, but I'm excited to see. Nice one, Jackie. Hi, I'm Jack from Jack's Dolls Direct. I sell the Barbie dolls you can't find in Australian stores, focusing on different ethnicities and diversity. I love it. And Sandra, veterinarian who only treats goats. Goat Vet Oz. Sandra, I'm fascinated. I improve the knowledge and skills of goat owners to improve the health and welfare of goats. What's so cool about that is that you've got a whole country of people that have goats on their properties. So that's super fascinating. It's a really serious niche market. And the most important thing when you're doing your little under 15 words and your superpower statement there is that you need to intrigue people, and you intrigued me straight away. Veterinarian who only treats goats. I love it. Nice one, Sandra. I look forward to finding more out more about what you do. I wonder if this is going to be a webinar full of me muddling my words. Let's hope that I've stopped that right now and then it's over. So let's now let me share my screen and get stuck into hashtags. So I'm going to click on present. Let me know with a little thumbs up if you can see the correct screen that says hashtags, why you need to be using them on Instagram and Facebook. So I see a nod from Brenda, nod from Jackie, nod from Roxanne. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. I'll keep an eye on the chat. Yes, yay. Thanks, Sandra. That's awesome. Yep, says Shumi. Hi, Shumi. Cool. Okay, guys, let's get stuck straight in. This is part 13 of our 2021 webinar series. So every fortnight on a Monday afternoon is a webinar for you to join on a different topic, but something to do with digital marketing. And what's digital marketing? Well, it's the way that you show up online, or the way that you are seen, I should say, not the way you show up, but the way that you are seen online. So everything from your website to your social media, to your email marketing, to all of the different ways that you are appearing online. Okay, so following hashtags is a great tool to not only find your ideal follower, but also your ideal customer. Now, Subi Zimmerman, who said this quote, is one of my fangirl crushes. I've been and seen her speak a number of times at Social Media Marketing World in the States, and she is amazing. So you guys might want to follow her on Instagram. There's lots of great tips to learn. She does a lot of reels and sharing of things, and particularly the latest things that are changing on Instagram. But what's so clever about the way she does it is that she just makes it really real and really simple to understand. And I'm a massive, massive fan of Subi Zimmerman. So definitely take a look out for Subi, because she's a very clever lady. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm Kylie and I build brands. I help creators, entrepreneurs, brands and businesses get visible online so that they can attract their customers to them instead of chasing them. And I help simplify digital marketing through one-on-one and group coaching programs, masterclasses and workshops. And I like to say it's not should we work on our digital marketing, but rather how well are we working our digital marketing. So I'm a speaker, coach, mentor, writer, designer, educator, presenter, content creator, and branding specialist, which all comes underneath the banner of business coach specializing in digital marketing. I also run a meetup group called Positive Passionate Women in Business that you're welcome to join. We have a Facebook group for that, as well as a membership side of it, which is I think $97 for a 12-month membership. And then you can come to the online meetups and meet some amazing women that you can then also collaborate with. I have one more offering each week, which is free to anyone that wants to join, called Bite-Sized Conversations. And this Friday, I will not be doing it with Jenny. Jenny will have a guest with her because I will be flying. In fact, my flight is actually at 6 a.m. to New Zealand on Friday morning. Fingers crossed that the bubble opens in time again for me to leave and go to that. I'm definitely saying it will be. So Jenny has an amazing guest speaker, which I'll tell you a bit more about in a moment, or just towards the end. So make sure that you register for that. But usually it's Jenny and I together on Friday mornings. And next Friday, I will be joining her from Auckland to meet you all on Zoom, which will be lovely. Okay, so let's get stuck into hashtags. So the hashtag, the what and the why of it. So hashtag is, for some of us that are older than 20, will know that it's the pound symbol. It used to be called the pound or pound. It's on your keyboard, and it's also called an octothorpe, and it was initially used to mark numbers. It's a way to connect social media content to a specific topic, event, theme, or conversations. And hashtags aggregate all social media content with the same hashtag. And funny enough, it was first used as a hashtag in the summer of 2007 by Chris Messina on his Twitter account. He's actually an American horror film actor. So for those of you that are into horror, you might have heard of him. I actually hadn't, and also I'm not much of a Twitter user, but you'll see here, this is him, Chris Messina, and he's did his first one saying, how do you feel about using #pound for groups as in hashtag barcamp? And that was back in 2007. So yeah, that was the exciting birth of the hashtag. So there you go, that's just a little fun fact. So the basics of hashtags. So firstly, they always start with the hash or the pound symbol. And a hashtag won't work if you use a space straight afterwards, or a punctuation, or a symbol. You need to make sure that your accounts are public, because otherwise the hashtag content you write won't be seen by any non-followers. So I do see a lot of people using them in their own personal closed Facebook. So when they're not Instagram, when they're not public. And it's particularly amusing when they do like say a little something about their lovely weekend at the beach with the family, and then they say hashtag sun, hashtag family. And it's like, no, those aren't going to connect with anybody because you're private. It's a private account. But they could still use a hashtag that's just a bit of a fun hashtag that's not actually going to get them anything from it. So yeah, make sure that you're not making the effort to do hashtags if you're private, because they're not actually going to be any good to you. Another thing is, don't string too many words together. The best hashtags tend to be relatively short and easy to remember. Although there's a hashtag that I use a lot, which is something like work like a captain, play like a pirate, or something like that, which is quite a long one, but I really like it. And there's a lot of fun things that come up under it if you're following that hashtag. Anyway, we'll definitely look at lots of different hashtags that you could be using soon. And also to remember to use relevant and specific hashtags. So I'm going to go a bit further into that soon, but what I want to say straight off the bat is I have a general rule of the way that I come up with my, when I'm doing my research for hashtags. And that is, firstly, I want to use the 30. So Instagram gives you the option to use 30 hashtags. So you want to use the 30 because there's a lot of opportunities there to be found by new followers who didn't know you exist before. So if you divide those 30 up into, say, 3 groups of 10, so the first 10 will be like small hashtags. So anywhere from kind of 1,000 to 10,000 times that they've been used. The next 10 block will be anywhere from, say, 10,000 to 1,000,000 and times that they've been used. And then the top one would be another 10 from kind of 1,000,000 upwards. That said, the bigger the hashtag, the less chance you're going to have of being found, because there's so many coming in over the top of it all the time. But also it does give you a chance to get found and go a bit viral in a very exciting way. So it doesn't mean that because it's harder to get found that you shouldn't use them. So if I'm going to use as an example, say the area in which I live, so hashtag Byron Bay, I would definitely use that if that was relevant. If I was a wedding, wedding planner, then I would want to use hashtag Byron Bay, because anybody that was coming here from all over the world, or lately all over Australia for their wedding, they would be looking up and following the hashtag Byron Bay. But I would also want to use hashtag Byron Bay weddings, or hashtag weddings Byron Bay. I'd also want to go with some that were really specific, really localized, really niche, really small, as well as those big ones like hashtag Byron Bay. So keep that in mind, that you want a really good varied amount. You don't want to just have all the big ones or all the small ones. You want to really mix it up a lot for the best chance of being found. So when you post and use an awesome hashtag, or of course a few awesome ones, that's the key to getting a wider audience. So Instagram hashtags can be generic sometimes, sure, but they can also be silly, heartwarming, or even hilarious. So I've taken some for this great blog post when I was doing a little research for this, and I found this cool blog post called Funny Hashtags of 2021 or something like that. Anyway, so I've just copied a few into here. So for example, this little section here was all about hashtag family life. So hashtag reasons my son is crying. There was some pretty funny ones there. Where's the coffee? Send wipes. Go the F to sleep, raising a genius, it's too quiet, what have they done? Can you imagine the kind of hilarious posts that people are using when they post using the hashtag? The next one was a little section on animals, and my daughter and I have a funny little account for her puppy called Miss, I can't remember what it's called, but it's something like Miss Toblerone. Her name is Toblerone, called Toby for short. Let me just have a look, because I'm always researching dog things to use. Hang on, let me go. There you go. It's miss.toblerone.mini, because she's a mini schnauzer, and we have a lot of fun with that. And it's really a very silly, just tiny little account that we're just being silly with it. But honestly, on every single post, there's someone going, oh, DM me. You know, there's all kinds of weird stuff that goes in the back with it, with that kind of an account. So anyway, there's things like cats of Instagram, dogs of Instagram, hashtag cats are crazy, funny cat, funny dog, funny pets. When I looked up hashtag cats of Instagram, of course, that was one of the ones I saw, this really, really angry looking cat there, which was pretty amusing. So definitely, if you've got anything to do with pets or anything, hello, goats, there must be some amazing goat hashtags that you could be using out there, which will really get you a wonderful wide audience. These are also some pretty funny ones. So this, I did a screenshot here of this one. So DILP, so dog I'd like to pet. Funny moments, funny perks, funny ASF, Insta funny memes. There's LAMA, for those of you that don't know, that's laughing my ass off, rolling on the floor laughing, laugh out loud. Some cute people think that LOL is lots of love. Well, why not? Epic, friend zone forever, why I'm single, cringe, memes be like, memes for days. Honestly, there's just endless hashtags that you can use. Here's some kooky ones here. So this one is from where I stand. So when you look up the hashtag from where I stand, they're from all over the world where people have taken photos in this vein, which was quite fun. And then this one here is one letter wrong movie. So the craft, they've added the S. Brenda, this could be a great one for you to be reposting, because there's the girls from the movie called The Craft, but they've got all their craft haberdashery things being popped on there, which is really cute. And I was thinking of you when I put this one in, Charmaine, Pilates of the Caribbean. So all you need to do is go and find the hashtag, or follow the hashtag one letter wrong movie, find that post, and then you could share that into your stories. And you could also repost it and obviously tag it, because I thought that was a pretty cute one, wasn't it? I thought you'd get a giggle out of that one. So this is what I do, is that I like to personally have some of the things that is like a hobby for me, follow some hashtags that are nothing to do with my business, so that when I'm scrolling my feed on my business account, I'm actually seeing some other things come up that gives me joy. So one of them is the hashtag plants make people happy. And so when you search for it, you don't have to put a hashtag in front of it when you're searching for hashtag, but it just makes it a whole lot easier and quicker to put the hashtag in and type in whatever it is that you're looking for. You'll notice there's lots of versions. So remember I was talking about the big hashtag, the medium hashtag, the small hashtag. So plants make people happy, for example, is a big hashtag with 7.3 million posts. Whereas this one's kind of a medium hashtag. So hashtag plants make people happy, and then the R symbol. And then this one, this is also sort of medium size with the smiley. And then this is a very small hashtag. So plants make people happy with the plant, or with the clover, or plants make people happy. What's the story with that one? I'm not really sure. And plants make people happy with a double Y. That's kind of an odd one there. Anyway, you can see there that then once you put that in, click on that, and then up come the hashtag that you can follow. So click on following, and then you'll get to see these in your feed. So that's why it's a wonderful way for you to get found when you're using hashtags, because people go and follow those hashtags. And that means that even if they know nothing about you and they're not following your account or anything, when they see your post come up in their feed because they're following the hashtag that you've used, then if they love that post or they're intrigued by that post, then they click on it and then they have found you. So you might just get yourself a new follower. At the very least, you get somebody engaging with that post, as long as you've done some great call to actions, etc. at that point. So definitely a wonderful opportunity to get found. So my recommendation for you when you're creating your collections of hashtags would be to make sure that you go into each one of those hashtags, you take a look at them to check out that you're actually like what they're doing, that they're appropriate for you and your business, and also then that you follow them, because then when you're looking in your feed, all the other posts that are also using those hashtags are going to be showing up. So you're going to get to see what else is going on out there. So for example, plants make people happy. Obviously, that's just going to bring me joy. And so you might want to find some other ones while you're doing your research that you just like, just for the sake of it. So you want to have a look at, or make a note of which hashtags your competitors are using, but don't get bogged down by that, because that might mean that you're not really getting the fresh eyeballs on your stuff that you want to be. So my suggestion would be to research your own and make collections. So I would suggest starting off with, say, 3 collections of around 25 hashtags in each. That way you can use say I'm doing a post on, imagine I was a florist in the Byron Bay area where I live, and I was doing a wedding, or I'd just done a wedding on the weekend for somebody getting married. So I would want to use my wedding collection of hashtags. I don't want to use all my hashtags. I want to use my wedding related ones, but also things like hashtag support small business Australia, hashtag, support local, et cetera, as well as hashtag flowers Byron Bay or weddings Byron Bay. So there's so many different options, but I would want to create one collection that was just called weddings, have at least 25 in there. And then the other 5 that I can make it up with, I can make them specific exactly to that picture. So say that the people getting married were called Jackie and Charmaine, then they might have their own hashtag. So a lot of people these days do have a hashtag that they use for their own wedding. So I would then also use hashtag Jackie and Charmaine or Jackie and Charmaine's wedding, for example. So I'd want to add hashtags as I needed them for that particular picture. So yeah, my recommendation would be start with creating at least 3 different collections of around 25 each. Now, one of my top tips when it comes to hashtags and how to use them, firstly, I'm sure there's the equivalent on an Android phone, but what I do with my iPhone is that I store them in Notes, the Apple Notes app, and I definitely use the bit for the cloud so that when I'm going on my computer or on my phone, I can easily access them. So it makes it super simple. So first of all, create them in there. Then, and again, I'm not sure how to do it on an Android, but on a iPhone, you can do it super easily. So that is, go into your settings, go into general, and then go into keyboard. And where you've got text replacement, you can go into the phrase, for example, would be, hang on, I'll use a better one here. So the phrase would be all of your 25 hashtags. And then the shortcut could be, for example, HM hash. As soon as I type in HM hash, then a space, then all of those Hello Media hashtags are going to appear when I'm posting. So it makes it much easier than copying and pasting all of the time. And there will be a way, of course, of doing that on Android as well. So just have a little Google for it or check it out on your phone under keyboard text replacement, for example. So that's the first thing to be thinking about, is how are you going to make your hashtags easy to find, because you don't want to have to be constantly just putting in new hashtags all the time. So spend the time, make your collections, and then put them into your phone and put them into, for example, your notes, so that you can use them all the time. Because often people will say to me, and we're looking at the performance of their Instagram, and they'll be like, I'm just getting nothing. I put all this effort into posting and crickets. So we go and look, and I'm like, where are your hashtags? And you're like, well, I was too busy for that post, or too busy for another post, or I forgot about them on that post. But make sure that you remember that it's just part of what you need to do, and it's the best possible way that you can make sure that you're getting found by new eyeballs that didn't know you before. So I looked up this one here, hashtag wedding celebrant. There were 130,000 times, or plus 493, that post was used. And so I would click on then follow. Now, where you want to end up is this spot here where it says top posts. So there's 9 spots in that top posts area. And then the rest of it after that goes down into under top posts. There is most recent. So if you can get in the top, that's amazing. You will be seen by a lot of people, but even in most recent, that's great. But that's when I said before that if there's well over 1 million people using that using that hashtag, then you're not going to show up in most recent for very long. So definitely have a think about that. But also one thing is, when I typed in hashtag wedding celebrant, before I click on it, it shows me all these other options. So if I'm, for example, wedding celebrant Byron Bay, I'd want to use wedding celebrant. I'd want to use wedding celebrants. I would not want to use wedding celebrant Melbourne, nor wedding celebrant Sydney, nor wedding celebrant Spain, New Zealand, or Brisbane. I would want to use wedding celebrant Byron Bay. But then I'd also mix it up and say Byron Bay wedding celebrant, and also look up Byron Bay celebrant or celebrant Byron Bay. So I'm looking at all the different variations that are being used, but incredibly important to go and have a little look at them and make sure that the hashtags that are being used for the thing that you want are actually something kind of legit that you like and that you're really happy being associated with. So there's lots and lots and lots of different types of hashtags that we could use. So it's really important to start to understand what they're all about. So the first one is content hashtags. These are essentially the keyword hashtags that you tag at the end or inside your post. I don't recommend doing them inside your post very often. You'll have all seen posts where people have written in the hashtags, and I went to the hashtag zoo today, and it was a really hashtag fun day. And I really enjoy hanging out with my hashtag family. And it's like, oh, nobody needs to be reading it like that. So just keep it for the real people that are reading it in the caption, and then put your hashtags underneath. And you can either go ... to create a bit of a space, but you definitely don't want them pushed up with your caption because it makes it a little more tricky to read. So give it a little bit of space. You can do some dashes, some dots. You can do whatever you like to make that space to get down. You can also put them into the first comment, and there's no reason that, or there's no way that you're being penalized for putting them in the first comment. The reason that I used to particularly teach people to use the first comment rather than in the caption, because it looks so kind of spammy on Facebook back then, because we could all tell then that you had auto posted from Instagram to Facebook, and that you hadn't bothered to go in and edit it and remove those hashtags, because of course hashtags weren't working on Facebook. Now they're a new thing on Facebook, but you don't want to have the 30 hashtags on Facebook either. That's messy and a little bit spammy also. So if you can, put them into the first comment, let it auto post over if that's what you want to do, but make sure you go in and edit, or just stick them in the comment, in that first comment after you've already posted on Instagram, for example, and just leave 2 in the main caption that can also be used on Facebook. So the next one is you could use your company's industry hashtags, and they're considered content hashtags. Like, for example, I'm just looking at Terry, who's just put her details into the chat. So Terry loves to educate and empower others to improve their health and happiness using doTERRA essential oils and natural products. So the type of hashtags that Terry could use would be hashtag health and happiness, hashtag doTERRA essential oils, hashtag Terry Stanhope. So the Terry Stanhope and the doTERRA essential oils would be very much a company industry hashtag. And health and happiness is more about Terry. So hashtag health and happiness, hashtag Terry Stanhope, they're also ones that would be relevant there also. So you do definitely want to track those that you're using so that you know which are the most popular content hashtags to use when sharing content like a blog post or other industry related news. So the next type of hashtag is a branded hashtag. And that's a branded hashtag is a hashtag that your company has created and promotes as a way of tagging your company directly. Many times a branded hashtag is simply your company name or your company name plus a keyword like your product or service. For example, we use hashtag Hello Media as a way to promote our offerings across all social media platforms. By using a branded hashtag, you'll be able to track how many people are talking about your business specifically. The next one is trending hashtags. You can use trending hashtags in a way that's relevant to your content and appropriate to your brand voice. It can help increase your reach if they're used correctly. I'm going to give an example which I've been using for a number of years. I used to be involved in the Bangalore Businesswomen's Networking Group, and our shortened form was BBW. And we were looking at, will we do Instagram? Will we not? We were, very much voluntary based the way we ran it. So everything that we did was taking up people's time for no return, except obviously for being part of something wonderful. But when we went and had a little look at the BBW hashtag, can you imagine, let me know in the chat, what there was a lot of going on in there? And it wasn't Bangalore Businesswomen. Does anybody know what there might have been? What might BBW stand for? Who's brave enough to type it in? I feel you are, Jackie.
Oh,
Roxanne has a little chuckle.
yeah. I just worked it out.
Yes, big black women, big beautiful women, big busted women, big bottomed women. There's a lot of everything, and there is nothing wrong with all of those things. But it's certainly a big bad woman. That's right, Shumi. So there was nothing. And hello, I'm a big bad woman myself. I'm not so sure about the bad, but what about big bold woman? That's me for sure. But that wasn't a lot of what you saw. It was a lot of nakedness, a lot of big bottoms, naked. There was a whole lot of everything going on, which again is not necessarily a problem, but it was for Bangalore businesswomen. It wasn't reaching the right audience. So it was really important that we check that out before we decided to be using it. So make sure that you do a little bit of searching on the hashtags that you want to use. Jackie in particular with dolls, you would definitely want to make sure that it was fully legit, the type of dolls that you were wanting to look at, and not something that could be seen as in another area that was very niche, but not something that you necessarily want to be part of. So really important to use them correctly and to do your research to make sure. But also another thing is that by using those hashtags like BBW, it's a very easy way to get shadow banned. And you don't even know necessarily that you've been shadow banned because you're still posting, you can still see your post, but others can't see your post. So all of a sudden your reach drops drastically and you're wondering, what on earth happened? I can still see my post, but no one is engaging with me anymore. What is going on? Well, it's because you probably used a hashtag a few too many times that you didn't even know was a banned hashtag. So I'm going to talk about banned hashtags a little while later, but it is quite mind-blowing what are banned hashtags, and they change a lot. So another type of hashtags that you can use are event hashtags. For example, if your company is hosting an event, make sure you create an event hashtag to get people posting and sharing information about it. Now, when I say create a hashtag, it's actually not a big deal to create a hashtag. You literally just type in a hashtag and you've created a hashtag if it wasn't used before. It's not like you've got to apply to make a hashtag or anything like that. So an example of that is last year while I was at Social Media Marketing World, 2020, then whatever post that we were putting up about it, me doing like fangirl moments with a lovely picture of me and Subi Zimmerman having a selfie together, then I would use hashtag SMMW20. And the year before that, we obviously used SMMW19. So it's a really, really good way to get a lot of people on board very, very quickly. And like I said before, even with a wedding, so Jackie and Charmaine's wedding would be a hashtag. There's also obviously here the Miss Universe hashtag, and you might even want to get more specific with Miss Universe 2021 hashtag. The next one's a campaign or ad hashtags. So hashtags that your company creates for a specific campaign, launch, or a digital advertisement. And this helps generate buzz around one specific thing that your business is doing. A great example of that is the Ice Bucket Challenge. So anybody that did the challenge, that posted it, and that used the hashtag Ice Bucket Challenge, it linked you up with all of those different things that all those different people that had done the Ice Bucket Challenge. In fact, it makes me cold even just looking at that little gif as she's getting that nasty water put on top of her. So it's a beautiful way to get things happening worldwide. And yeah, pretty fun to get involved in. So also campaign or ad hashtags. The hashtags are also great for tracking since they're so specific to each campaign's focus compared to your recurring brand or content hashtags. So for example, if Brenda wanted to put out a competition on Instagram and Facebook for that matter, and do it where so she might say, okay, anyone that has shopped online using my online store and bought something to create their craft, or let's say it's a winter knitting project. So she'll say, anyone that shopped online and have bought my wool or bought my needles or bought my patterns, then you can show us a photo of your creation and you could use the hashtag Brenda's Knitting Club or something like that. And then when it was time to draw the winner, Brenda would look up Brenda's Knitting Club, check out all the posts that had used the hashtag Brenda's Knitting Club, and then she would choose a winner from that. And then she would put those, put that winner up and share that. And obviously she would share the posts and do stories and all that other kind of stuff. But she would only use that hashtag Brenda's Knitting Club for the duration of the time that she needed to. Of course, she could do it Brenda's Knitting Club 2021. And then next year, when she decides to do another winter campaign, she could do Brenda's Knitting Club 2022. So it's a great way to get people involved in some kind of campaign that you're running. Okay, so let's have a little look about how to find hashtags in another way, because it's not just the way that I showed you, which is to do it organically, although that is by far my favorite way. But we also use this other tool called IQ Hashtags, and it can skyrocket your Instagram hashtags game. So with this tool, you can search for hashtags relevant to the size and theme of your profile. You can see which hashtags are trending on Instagram. You can keep all your best performing hashtags in one practical repertoire. You can check which hashtags have performed best and have provided the biggest reach for your content and profile. So we have a paid version of that. It's literally $5 a month. You pay for the whole year up front and it's $5 a month. So it's a great way to do it. But another really amazingly cool thing, we're just going to put into the chat now the link for the IQ hashtag, so you can copy that down and use it later on. But there also is the free version of that. So click on that link, go and have a little look to it and see. But you'll notice that a lot of things you want to do, it wants you to upgrade. But another amazing thing that I do with IQ hashtags, and this is also a free part of it, is to look up banned hashtags. So you've already made your 25 for your first collection. Put them into the IQ hashtags in the banned hashtag section. So you copy and paste them into there, to have a little look, and then it comes back once it's done a scan and it gives you the hashtags that have been cleaned. So basically remove the ones that are banned, not bashed, which is really, really awesome. So you can also just look up one at a time if you want to. So it's a really clever way to totally be on top of what is a banned hashtag all the time. I'm going to show you, before we move on any further, how you will know also, if you're doing just some organic searches, how you will know what is a banned hashtag. So check this out. I'm going to show you one on Instagram right now that I know for sure will be banned because it's always banned. So I'm going to look up the hashtag boho. And before you ask, what on earth, why would things like boho be banned? Well, all that puppy is having a fun old time behind me. So let's go and look up boho. So we've got 19,653,872 posts that have been used. So it's a very big hashtag, right? So we're going to click on it and go and take a little look. Yes, I do love those scrunchy toys, nearly as much as I love the squeaky toys. Okay, so have a little look at this. So 19 million. So down we go, down we go, down we go. And where are the other 19 million posts? So notice that there's not thousands and millions and hundreds and gazillions of posts to look at. There's only a few. Why, oh, why is that? It is because it's a banned hashtag. So yes, it's been used this many times, but it's no longer a hashtag that you should be using at all, no matter if your business is a boho style of business. So to me, it's a very innocent hashtag that you would use. And there are very many reasons and various reasons why a hashtag gets banned, but basically it's been reported and it has been used inappropriately. So Instagram are doing the right thing by taking down what is causing a problem out there, because as you would know, they're always about keeping people safe and privacy, etc. So really important to be keeping us safe as much as possible. So check it out. Make sure that when you type it in there, that you make sure that it's, and you're not like going, where's the rest of it? So you'll see down the bottom, recent posts from hashtag boho are hidden because some posts may not follow Instagram's community guidelines. And then you can click there to learn more and find out what on earth is going on. And if you look at these, there's not a single one of these posts that isn't legit hashtag boho for sure. But, oh, I think that those might be cupcakes, Roxanne. Look at that.
Looks like it.
Yes. So, and there you go. Fair enough that she would do hashtag boho. But, oh, what about a cat with crystals on it? There you go, hashtag boho. So the point being, make sure you check them out, because you could think, oh, that's totally a legit hashtag to use. Why wouldn't I use it? But major problem for you, and you don't want to end up getting shadow banned. So let me go back to this presentation, click on present, and get back stuck into it. So you can keep, as I said, you can keep them all together in IQ hashtags. And then IQ hashtags we're also using for checking out those banned hashtags. And I love it. It's much quicker doing it that way than Googling which hashtags are banned in 2021, because they could be banned this week, but they won't be banned next week. So not all banned hashtags are banned forever. Some of them, like boho, will undoubtedly be banned forever, but many of them will come back. For example, Easter, hashtag Easter is pretty much always banned every Easter after Easter after Easter, but it starts off at the beginning of the Easter period as not being banned. Then it gets used in ways that it shouldn't be, so then it gets banned, but you can be pretty sure it'll come back again, and each year that happens over and over and over. So definitely check it out and see what is being banned and what you can look at. Another thing you can do on IQ hashtags is, oh no, what's it called again? IQ, I always call it it is IQ hashtags. Okay, is you can look at your top 9. So over here, you can just download the top 9, and you can make a date time frame. So I just wrote in here from the 11th of the 4th to the 9th of the 5th. So basically in a month's period. And it showed me these, and then I can go and look at, you know, why is that? And it's not looking at the best posts, it's looking at the hashtags that got me the most results from it. So that, that interestingly enough was a massive mixture. And that is why we do such varied posts on Hello Media as part of our strategy, because there's a couple of personal ones. They always do really well. With this one here is telling all about our blog posts. And we did this 2 weeks ago as our Monday afternoon webinar is Facebook Analytics going away for good. Then, of course, we turned that into a blog post as well. So that one did really well. Top Tip Tuesdays, they always go well. Quotes always go well. This is talking about our other webinar. Funny little video, they always go well. And this one here's about another blog. And this one here is all about our bronze small group coaching program. So what you can do, and it suggests down here to use the hashtag in top 9 2020. Clearly it was a little outdated because I only just did that today. And so it should have told me I could do top 9 2021. So I did a little search over here, top 9 2021. There's only 415 posts that have used it so far, but the top 9 2020 had a few 100,000 of posts that had used it. So it's a pretty fun way to put your stuff out there as well, and make some nice little collages of, because it does it for you, the little collages of stuff. And of course you can search using any of those date timeframes that you want to. Like you might want to see what were your best top posts from the whole last year or something. Okay, so there's other ways that you can look at hashtag generators, but I haven't told you this till now because I really want you to do your searching organically first. It's a much, much, much better way to get some amazing results, but you can if you want to look at some of these. So all hashtags generator, Flick, hashtags for likes, and Ingrammer, Ingrammer, Kickster, Sistrix, Tailwind, Big Bang Ram, Instavast. There's heaps more than just that, but be careful. And actually that reminds me, I did want to tell you something else, which is there's a little app that I use from time to time called, let me find it, something like hashtag, can't see it, so as soon as I find it I'll put it in the Hello Media Facebook group, but it's something like follow unfollow, maybe unfollow, I can't remember, but I'm definitely going to look for it and let you guys know. I've been using it for a few years, so every now and then I just do a bit of an overhaul of the account, and you know I might just be following a whole lot of accounts that I don't need to be, just because you know I'm getting carried away or something. So I'll go through it, and anyone that I haven't engaged with in over a year, I can just go, okay, out they go, and do the unfollow through this app, which is a really handy one. Okay, so let's have a little look at how we're going to track our metrics of hashtags. So one of the things we'd be looking at the popularity. So how popular is the hashtag that you're using? You can include hashtags in your post that have proven to be popular, but make sure that you're not spamming your followers with irrelevant but trending hashtags just for popularity's sake. So for example, I would not always use my use the hashtag Byron Bay in my posts, even though I live in the Byron Shire, because it's not necessarily relevant. It's not like I'm just trying to attract local people to my business, because I work with people all over the world, and particularly all over Australia, definitely not just local in my area. So, but I sometimes use the hashtag Bangalow Creatives, because the name of my little village is Bangalow, and there are a bunch of us creatives that live here. So that's nice to hook in on that one sometimes. And sometimes I do a really big one like digital marketers, which would clearly be a really, really big one. So definitely have a look at the different types of hashtags that you could use for popularity. Let's also look at reach. So how many people actually see the hashtags that you're using? If your reach isn't very high, you're probably not using the right hashtags. So what you can do, research new hashtags to see if you can increase the eyes on your post. And as I said, do that research organically, where you type it into the search and see what pops up, because it's a really wonderful way to get lots of great ideas. The next one is interactions. Not only do you want to make sure people are using and seeing these hashtags, but you absolutely want to make sure that people are interacting with them, which means engaging. So remember, we want, of course, likes, we want comments, we want sharing, we want people tagging, etc. So I often talk about my Olympic medals for how I want to think about engagement on social media. So that would be, for example, on the bronze medal would be if you get a like, so it's good, but it's not by far the best. The next one would be the silver medal, and that's if you get a comment on your post. And then the top medal that you're aiming for is the gold medal. And that would be when you get either somebody sharing your post, say into their stories, or when you get somebody tagging a friend into your post, because those are new eyeballs in both instances for First Equal, new eyeballs that had not seen your post before or not knew about your account before. So that's a really wonderful thing to do. And posting hashtag content that gets users sharing and reposting will expand the reach of your post. The next one is user. Who specifically is using the hashtags? Make sure that you're seeing users that are within your target audience, using and searching for the same hashtags as you are, so your message resonates with them. So how many hashtags should you use? So on Instagram, as I said to you before, up to 30 hashtags. That doesn't mean use 5 and go, well done me. It means aim for 30 as much as you possibly can. So aim for 25 in your collections that you pre-prepared, and then 5 of them that are extra according to that exact post. And on Facebook, they recommend 1 to 2 hashtags, but as they're still fairly new, there's definitely a lot of testing that's going on. I'm often using, say, 3 to 5, even 5 to 7, and testing out how they're performing. So definitely make sure that you start using hashtags on Facebook. Using hashtags on Facebook can help your content gain visibility, attract new community members for your brand, and increase your reach overall. The best approach to hashtags on Facebook is to be specific and select 1 to 2 hashtags that are truly relevant to the content of your post. When Facebook users peruse a hashtag feed rather than their individual news feed, then they're looking to discover and engage with trending discussions, which is a great time for your brand to be front and center. So Instagram, as I mentioned before, allows you to share up to 30. And in order to maximize reach and engagement, you really do want to use as many of those 30 as you can. A major thing for you to know about Instagram hashtags is that they can get banned, as I mentioned earlier. So when they're used in posts tagged as spam, and it instantly cuts the reach for these posts using these hashtags. So absolutely do your research first. Also, users can report specific hashtags as spammy to get them banned. So often hashtags like hashtag follow for follow, but also hashtags like Valentine's Day, you just never know what they're going to be. So make sure you check it out. So you suddenly see that your post is getting much lower engagement and reach than usual. Perhaps one of the hashtags that you have used is banned. The next one is niche hashtags. These don't just describe the topic of your post, but go into a little more detail. So for example, if you're a tattoo artist, you can specify the style that you're working with to reach people specifically interested in the style. For example, hashtag black work, for hashtag stick and poke. So there's lots and lots and lots of things that you can get into and try those out. Community hashtags. Communities exist on Instagram, and these hashtags help you find and join them. Like I just said to you before with plants make people happy, that hashtag that I'm following, that's for all the people in a community that love indoor houseplants. They're usually known to the members of each community, so it's hard to come across them unless you do some research. So just type things in about things that you like or that are relevant to your business, and you'll be super surprised at what shows up. The next one is location hashtags. So even if you geotag in your Instagram post, which is choose to include the location in your actual post, which I highly recommend, it can still be a good idea to include a hashtag describing your location, especially if you're promoting an event or a brick and mortar business. And people love to follow or search the towns and cities where they live, or maybe where they enjoy holidaying, and that they may be served local content by discovery algorithms. So as I said before, hashtag Byron Bay, anyone on the Northern Rivers should definitely be following that hashtag and find ways to use it from time to time. Now, I would never use the hashtag Adelaide because A, I'm nowhere near Adelaide. B, my business isn't in Adelaide. If I was really trying to target clients in Adelaide, then yes, I might definitely want to do that. But then I'd probably be doing Adelaide small business owners, for example, not just Adelaide. So definitely think about what places that you're using and what would be relevant. You wouldn't want to be living in Adelaide and then use the hashtag Byron Bay unless you were going on holiday there, because it would not be relevant and it would definitely just be seen as spammy. So getting increased engagement with your followers, you can include hashtags in your posts, which means taking part in a conversation happening on that social media platform. It makes your post visible in that conversation, and that can lead to greater engagement, boosting your brand's social media engagement through likes, shares, comments, and new followers. So let's take a little look at how you can see what's happening with posts. So here's an example of the post insights of the puppy is really making a bit of a racket. I'm sorry about that noise. Well, this one here is a post of a quote. I love quotes. So you can see the likes, the comments, the shares were none. But this is the bit I like to see is the reach and the profile visits. So there were 3 profile visits on that. So what that means is when they're looking at that post in their feed, do they then just like it or comment or whatever, or do they actually click on the account and go and look at the account? Now, often that happens because it's happening through a hashtag, because they didn't know that that account existed before. So this is a good one. Look at this, 13 visits. So I'm definitely ready to grow my business. Great, book a Zoom call and let's chat. So it's all about book your free discovery call. So when people saw that post, 13 of them were intrigued enough to click through and actually check out the bio on my Instagram or the profile. And so it had a good reach. This one over here, 16 profile visits. Even better, curious though, here I am standing outside my neighbor's house with my other neighbor's bin back in, this is actually on my birthday and during the COVID lockdown last year. And I'm wearing my Mexican dress that I got while I was over there last year before COVID, because I wanted to feel like I was on holiday with my Ugg boots, clearly. So it was a delightful picture that I just thought was a little bit funny. I shared it and it did very well. Oi, shh, shh, excuse me. And that would be a no. Thank you, Toby. That would be a definite no. That's a little girl that lives next door that squeals from time to time and gets Toby very excited. This one over here, you'll see, had 10 profile visits. And so a good chance for you to have a little look at your insights, see what's going on and how things are performing, particularly when it comes to your hashtags. So these are an opportunity to build your brand. So creating a branded hashtag can be an effective way to promote your business and drive conversation. So we've blocked out who says what and all of that kind of stuff, but you can take a little look. So this one says a little more business study. So here, this person is in, she's tagged where she is. So she's done a geotag, so geolocation. And she's done a photo of herself sitting with her, looks like an iPad there, in one of my presentations. And she says a little more business study, and she's done hashtag business connect, hashtag hello media, hashtag astrology, and hashtag astrology readings. This one over here is another account that has shared one of our posts and says, Hello Media are a social media agency that helps entrepreneurs and business, blah, 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 blah. And they have used the hashtag Hello Media so that we can find it. Also, someone else has actually tagged us with the @ not the hashtag. So that's all good things, because all of that will show up in your notifications, but also we can go and take a little look at hashtag Hello Media as it is up here and see where we have, where people have used the hashtag and if it's relevant to us, for example. So that's a great opportunity. So definitely go away today and take a little look at, this is when we had a definite faux pas going on there. It was the wrong Clubhouse app icon. It's definitely not that icon. And the interesting thing about Clubhouse is they quite regularly change what they use for the app icon. So it's just recently changed to a woman with a very sharp, dark bob. If you're looking for the Clubhouse app, don't look for the purple one because it's not the right one. So have a little look today. So for example, Julie that's here could go and look up hashtag helmet brim, but she should also look up hashtag helmet brims because she won't know which ones that they have been using. So think about what is it that people could be using and when they're putting things out that are relevant to you. So it's also a great way to show support for social issues. So using a hashtag that's connected to an issue beyond your brand is a way to mobilize behind an important cause or issue. For example, hashtags Black Lives Matter. Brands can also create a branded hashtag that also shows its connection to a social issue. So on Instagram and Facebook, longer captions aren't always the most effective. Sometimes less is more. Using a hashtag can be a simple way to contextualize what you're talking about without writing repetitive captions. For example, Apollo 50th and hashtag World Emoji Day, one of my favorite days. So on Instagram, users can follow hashtags as well as other users, as I showed you before. Using a few popular hashtags can be another way to help new users find your brand. For example, if you use hashtag homewares on your Instagram post, someone who follows that hashtag will see your recent post in their feed, and you can gain new followers that way. So that's a really good one. So see up here, we're looking at the hashtag homewares, and these guys are showing up. If I'm like, hey, I love that look and style, then I can click on the Grim Remains and go and find their account, and then I could choose to follow their account if I wanted to. So really, really good way to get found and to find new things that you like. So we wrote a blog post all about leveraging hashtags for your brand 7 days a week. But all they are is hashtags to use on a Monday, hashtags to use on a Tuesday, etc. It's not like lots and lots and lots of hashtags on every different topics. It's just specifically to different hashtags of the 7 days of the week. So if you want to have a little look at that, it'll be in the chat in a moment, a link to that you can check out. So it is called Leverage Hashtags for Your Brand 7 days a week, and it is endless content ideas for you right there. So in summary, hashtags help you get more visible online. Ideally, you'll use 1 to 2 hashtags on Facebook, but of course you can try more, and up to 30 hashtags on Instagram. And don't string too many words together. The best hashtags tend to be relatively short and easy to remember. Use relevant and specific hashtags. Include hashtags in your posts that have proven to be popular. Make sure you're not spamming your followers with irrelevant but trending hashtags just for popularity's sake. One of the most powerful features of Instagram is the way that you can apply a hashtag to a particular photo, enabling other Instagram users, or of course, Facebook users, to find your photos or posts, even if they don't know or follow you. And when you post your own pictures, putting up awesome hashtags is key to getting a wider audience. And Instagram hashtags can be generic sometimes, sure, but they can also be silly, heartwarming, and even hilarious. So one of my favorite quotes by David Meerman Scott: you can buy attention, advertising. You can beg for attention from the media, PR. You can bug people one at a time to get attention, sales, or you can earn attention by creating something interesting and valuable and then publishing it online for free, and then use the hashtag that are relevant to that, and you'll be amazed at the new people that find you and follow you. So to those of you that don't know, jump into the Hello Media Facebook group. The link will be in the chat in a moment, and you can find the pinned post, which looks like this. Leave your social handles below and make it easy for people to follow you. So I've given a little example here with, I help businesses get visible online. I'm Kylie and I build brands. The Facebook page is tagged, the Facebook group is tagged, and there is the Instagram account. Then you can jump into the comments and you can go and like and follow all of those people that have popped into that that comment section. So make sure, if you've been in this group for a while, that you jump back into this here and go to find the most recent ones so that you can follow them. So get stuck into creating hashtag collections today. I'm meant to not say using. It's meant to say get stuck into creating hashtag collections today. Will you is the question. So now more than ever, we want to see the human side of a brand, show the world what you stand for, be more purpose-driven, more human, more imperfect, and more real. So this Friday, the topic is building a culture in your business. Jenny has a VIP guest, Jason from 2.co. So if you want to come along to that, as I said, I won't be there because I'll be in the air flying to New Zealand. So you can scan this QR code and register for it there. And I will be in there for the next one next Friday, where Jenny and I have a whole new topic to be sharing. And Melon's just popped that into the chat now so that if you don't want to scan it, you can find another way to get there. So social media is here. It's not going away. It's not a passing fad. Be where your customers are on social media. It's a great little quote. I like it. And if you want to get in touch and look at the possibility of joining our small group coaching, we have 2 different groups running of that at the moment. One is full, one has maybe 2 spots available. So it goes for 6 months, weekly, lots of amazing content, amazing resources, and each month is themed. So at the moment, for example, we're all working on website overhauling and keywords and all the ways to find it. So really wonderful to get that going and just getting more support in everything that you're doing, because, you know, everybody needs their hand held and get support along the way. So what I'd love you to do is turn on your cameras. We can take a little picky. And can I just say, Mr. Mike Thompson, you've got the best look going on there with your gorgeous jumper, beautiful leather couch, plant and books and a lamp. I'm like, yeah, that whole scene to me is very appealing. I'm imagining now all you need is a little fire next to you and a cup of tea. That would be very appealing. So let's have a photo. Let's do a little high for a wave and we'll take a picky. 3, 2, 1. Yay. So nice to see you all here. Thanks for joining me. Next week, it's not on because it's Fortnightly now. And of course, I'll be in New Zealand. The following week, it's also not on because I will be flying home again. So the following week it's on, and I look forward to seeing you then and chatting about a whole new topic on digital marketing. And what I'd just like to do before we pop off, though, is jump into the chat and let me know what was your aha moment from today. What are you taking away that you're going to go and do straight away? I'm desperately hoping that you're all about to say, I'm going to go and research my hashtags, or I'm going to go and create at least one collection of hashtags to get started with. What about if you are feeling brave and want to create 3 collections? I'll give you an example. With one client, we have probably 25 collections of hashtags, because they're a toy shop with a number of toy shops, and they have so many brands that they stock. So some of them, we have hashtags really related. For example, Lego. Like, can you imagine how popular that is at the moment? So we absolutely want hashtags around Lego and bringing in Lego Masters from Channel 9 and all that kind of stuff. But then we also want a hashtag collection around natural play and natural parenting and wooden toys and all that kind of stuff. And then we also want a hashtag collection about local, buy local, shop local. You know, they've got 3 different shops in the one sort of area or the one region. So really encouraging people. So they would be using hashtag Byron Bay, hashtag Lismore, hashtag Ballina, where their shops are. So imagine that's just 3 hashtag collections just like that. One that's localized, one that is brand based, and one that is style of living based, like with the natural parenting, natural families, etc. So definitely think about going outside the box and not just having that one collection. So yay, Brenda said sort out hashtags. Excellent. Terry says researching and creating collections of hashtags. That's awesome. Sue says get together more than one list of hashtags. Absolutely. Charmaine, research 3 times 25. Well done, with 5 relevant topic. Have an awesome time away with you. Oh, thank you very much, Charmaine. Mike says, was 3 hashtags max per communication, but my full suite, maybe 10 hashtags. No, your full suite should be 30 hashtags. So create, if you can, start with 3 collections of 30 hashtags. So for example, with the toy shop I was telling you about, the local, if I had a hashtag collection called like local, the shop local maybe. So we would have hashtag support local, hashtag shop small business Australia, hashtag support local, hashtag shop local. You know, like there's so many around that topic. Then it would also be hashtag Byron Bay, hashtag Lismore, hashtag Ballina, hashtag, you'd also look up those areas and what hashtags they use. So for example, Lismore has Lismore come to the heart. So we would do hashtag Lismore come to the heart. So we would find all of those. So it's pretty easy to get 25 hashtags right for underneath that topic. And then those extra 5 that you can use to make up the 30 can be according to that exact post that you're sharing at that moment. So it might be that I'm doing a post of, say, an Anzac Day march on the morning of Anzac Day. So I would use 25. That's all about shop local, support local, Byron Bay, Lismore, etc., etc. And then the other 5 would be hashtag Anzac Day, hashtag Anzac Day Australia, hashtag Anzac Day 2021, for example. Does that make sense, Mike? Cool. And also Sandra says, starting to hashtag, yes, imperfectly, but starting nonetheless. Good work, Sandra, because remember, done is better than perfect. So that's super awesome that you got stuck into that, and enjoy it. So thank you all for being here with me. I will see you not next week, not the week after, but the one after that. We'll be sending out a newsletter, and of course we'll be putting it on our socials so that you can see what the topic is. Yes, Jackie.
Sorry, Kylie. Just quickly, I know in Instagram you can just press follow, like you put the hashtag in and then you have that option to follow it. Is it the same thing in Facebook?
No.
No, so you have to actually type that in.
Yeah, think of it like a search engine. So if you're typing in looking for something, and then all those things would pop up. But on Facebook, it's pretty cool because those hashtags could just appear within all kinds of different places. So go away now and go onto Facebook on your desktop and type in some and see what comes up. It's quite amazing.
But there's nowhere to save them as a regular thing in your feed.
That is right. But especially considering it's still relatively new on Facebook. So there's lots of good things to be found and great new ways to connect with people that you hadn't connected with before. I just totally forgot that I had left my I was playing around with the Zoom filter this morning in the group coaching class, and I've got my pretend lipstick and my pretend eyebrows. Can you see when I put my hand over?
No.
Yeah, have a look. Can you see that yet? Can you see 2 eyebrows?
No.
Really?
The eyebrows are on her hand.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's hard to see.
Oh.
They can't be too drastically different then.
Oh, no, we were just playing around with the filters. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hang on, let me make them dark and big.
Now they are.
How fun are they? I love them. And the other thing we've been playing around with is...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Goth
So that's
Kylie.
like, pardon?
Goth Kylie.
That's why I suddenly was shocked when I turned off the presentation and going back to, I was like, oh, that's right, I've got my my Zoom makeup on again. We will have so much fun with this. This is my favorite one when I've got my hydrangea. I like that one a lot. Oh, this is my second favorite. Yeah, loads of fun. Unfortunately, I read a thing that said that everybody now on Zoom has studio effects, but then this morning when we were having a little play, there was still lots of people that did not get those studio effects, which is a damn shame. So you might all want to go away and have a little play with those effects because they're pretty fun, especially when you're on Zoom a lot. That's not a good look for me, that one. But this is Brenda's favorite. She looks really good with this one. Don't you, Brenda? But I really just like the flowers. All right, guys, awesome to see you, and
Have a great holiday.
thank you so much.
Thanks,
I'm very
Kylie.
excited
Bye.
about it as long as I make it. So fingers crossed. Goth Kylie extinct. So let's fingers crossed, no more COVID cases, and I make it out of New South Wales.
Have a wonderful time. We're going to miss you.
Thank you. I'll miss you too very much. I'll be posting though. Keep an eye out. All right, guys. Have a wonderful week. Thanks so much
Bye.
for joining me. Bye.